My name is Evan Hill from Exceptional Exteriors in Owens Corning here at 25942 East Orchard Drive in Aurora, Colorado on July 22nd, 2019, doing a post-storm inspection. Steve, one of the first things I noticed and what I look for as soon as I got up on your roof is the large amount of asphalt granules that are actually just sitting here in your gutter. As you can see, this is just a big pile of the first layer of protection of your roof that have clearly been knocked off by the recent hailstorm. I started having a look at various different things on your roof, and actually one of the first things I noticed is actually this fiberglass right here exposed. Now, this is not, to be clear, from the recent hailstorm. It's possibly older damage, or possibly just a lot of sunlight hitting these part of the shingles and not having enough ventilation on this part of the roof. I wanted to point that out. An adjuster will actually also look at that, but what I started noticing was considerable damage in terms of size and it being fresh. I'll show you kind of what I'm looking for is, instead of that gray damage over there, I'm seeing this black matting exposed in that circular fashion. That tells me it was definitely a hail strike, definitely recent. And why that's a problem is those granules have clearly been knocked off. They're sitting in your gutter. That's the first layer of protection for your roof. That black matting underneath is, if you could call it, the second layer. And then underneath that fiberglass, like I showed you over there, is kind of the last layer of protection. Some of it's exposed, and this is quite a deep one right here, almost basically a hole in your roof. Why that's a problem is because right now you're not necessarily going to get leaks. It could be 2 to 5 months before something actually gets onto the underlayment of your roof, but if left unchecked, a lot of these things are going to cause a lot more damage down the line. So I'm going to take you up on the second slope of the roof, just kind of show you that what I've seen up here is consistent with the rest of the roof. Get right back to that spot right there, but good news is, and what I expected, none of your solar panels are damaged, but in the course of doing any repairs or replacement of the roof, they would actually be removed. Your insurance company would cover that. I had to make sure that I was finding damage consistent, like the first slope, on all parts of the roof. That's what insurance companies, insurance adjusters look for. I was trained by one, by USAA adjuster. Again, I'm seeing a lot of hail strikes. Couldn't actually circle every single one, there's just too many, but I know that they're recent. Like I said before, the black matting and that circular fashion. Now, what I've done lastly that I'll finish off on here is just have a look at what we call a test square. It's a 10-foot by 10-foot area. This needs to be done on at least 3 out of 4 slopes of your roof. This is how an adjuster determines whether it is qualifiable for a full replacement. Usually Colorado code with most insurance companies is between 8 and 10 hail strikes in a 10-foot by 10-foot area. I stopped counting at 18, as you can see there. All of these pretty obvious, similar to the damage that I showed you on the ground. I mean, here's quite a big one right here. I mean, that's a golf ball size hailstone, I can tell. So my professional opinion is you definitely qualify for a roof replacement from your insurance company. I'll come down and take you through your options.